It's the holiday season, so it's that time, and today we're here at Six Flags Over Texas for my first visit out in the park, checking in on all the updates and checking out Mr. Freeze going forward for the first time. So why don't we check out what's in store for this season in 2022 and see if there was any budget cuts or if it's still living up to what it usually is. So walking in, Holiday in the Park is in full form right now. We got lots of decorations, and it does feel like Holiday in the Park. There's a little bit more than, typical, but I do hope to see more. It feels a little bit more budget cut, and I guess we'll find out as we go throughout their day. But over here, I'm in front of the Six Flags Universe store, and they've added some more from what it was previously. One change to Six Flags Universe store, besides the obvious new awnings, is the addition of Starbucks instead of roller coaster coffee. There was a sign earlier in the season that said roller coaster coffee, and now it's just Starbucks. So that's something new, and I never expected Starbucks to be, I guess, a sponsor of Six Flags. So it could be part of the new updates. And speaking of updates, let's check a little bit on Aqua and Power Wave and see how it's doing for the 2023 season. So Aquaman, besides the obvious removal of some of the walls, we now have the secret path that used to be here that's finally open. What I would call the Big Bend path is a little area where you would go behind Looney Tunes and then go all the way to Texas Sky Screamer. It's finally here, which means that Aquaman is very close to being done. Speaking of done, here's an up-close look at Aquaman's trains, and I honestly love them. The detail is great, but I want to see some more theming. Anyways, let's keep walking. So we made it, but it's closed. At this point, it appears to be closed for the day. Hopefully it opens up at night. I doubt it, but I do really want to ride Mr. Freeze going forward. And I guess we'll have to wait for the next visit for that. I actually did ride Mr. Freeze on a different visit, and for a quick summarization of the review, it was a very different experience. Honestly, I prefer the backwards experience because it adds more thrill, especially going up the spike, and also I didn't realize that since going forward now, the highest point on the spike is now the first row. So I rode in the back, and it didn't feel as high as before. Maybe it's because I didn't see, or maybe it's because I was sitting in the back. But I will try to ride it again in the front row to get a different experience. But for now, I kind of missed the going backwards part of it. Still a great ride though. So our first ride today is going to be Batman the Ride, with all of its decked out festivities, which isn't much, but it's still festive. Every time I'm walking on the Batman queue line, I just love it. I wish there was more consistent theming throughout, but for those who don't know, there's something new in the line, which is the addition of a new computer. It went from a box to a modern Apple computer. Man, the Six Flags updates are crazy. Returning for another holiday season, we have the Jingle Bells. So if you're interested into classic winter song and dance, this show is for you, and it's located in Gotham City. It's literally been forever. Next up, we're riding something that's almost as rare as Six Flags St. Louis getting a new coaster. Sorry, St. Louis. Which I'm talking about, the Joker. This ride is always down, and it takes a breeze to knock this ride out. So of course, I have to ride it. Speaking of broken rides, Harley Quinn still is broken down. It is in operation, but it's not listed on the map, and I guess Six Flags just pushed to the side and said, oh, if it's gonna be open, it'll be open. So I don't know what's gonna happen to Harley Quinn. I do feel like eventually it's on the chopping block, but for now they're just keeping it, I guess, just as backup. Also, today is a Sunday, and the lines are extremely short. Joker's usually the busiest coasters here, and it's not today, so that's crazy. Joker is still kind of fun. The only part that's like sketchy about it is the fact that it always breaks down, and literally on the first day that it opened, it broke down. So that doesn't tell you anything. But anyways, yeah, we did Joker, and we're back to some Holiday in the Park festivities. So for those who don't already know, Six Flags Over Texas is upgrading their event calendar, and they're gonna have lots of stuff for the entire season. From the return of Viva La Fiesta to the Best of Texas, to adding the Summer Vibes Festival, and even a Kids Fest. So yeah, stay tuned for next year, and stay tuned for an update on all the events for 2023 on my channel.
New this season to Holiday in the Park, we have the new edition of Red Nose Tavern, a new bar for the adults located in Boomtown. So if you're in the festive mood for some drinks, stop by next to Pandemonium to get them. Walking over here next to Pandemonium, we have an even closer look of Aquaman Powerwave. And let me just say, some of the stuff they added I'm not really happy with. For example, the retention wall, which is meant to keep the water inside, when honestly the easy solution to that was making a splash zone, but either there wasn't enough space or they were lazy, it just didn't happen. But the overall design for it is just not good, because it covers up most of the attraction. Sure, there's a crevice to see better, but that's about the only few angles you can see from. And overall, the entire vibe I get from Aquaman Powerwave is just opening it without a care. The queue line is a typical queue line with no themed enhancements, like what Ron McKenzie originally planned, and overall it's just a basic addition that took 3 years with nothing special besides a turntable to make it worth the wait. So I'm very disappointed, and I hope to see a new attraction soon, so stay tuned for a prediction on that. But yeah, I wonder how Aquaman Powerwave will turn out. Anyways, let's head to the Christmas capital of Over Texas. Also new for Holiday in the Park, France, the new home for the Follow La Light Show, which is under a different name, but it's the same thing, and overall it gives France a new use, so it's great to see.
Raton, what's up?
So if you're looking for all the Holiday in the Park stuff, France, the Texas section is where to be. Not only do you got the Merry Marketplace, but all the Christmas food is here, including mac and cheese, and we have lots of walk around characters like the Nutcracker and Raton. But most importantly, France is home to the Runaway Mountain Holiday Overlay, which is Christmas Mountain. So let's check that out.
Anyways, so as I was saying, Holiday in the Park is not in the park, it's mainly in the Texas section. All the holiday markets, more stops, are all located near Texas Giant, or the Merry Marketplace, or here in Runaway Mountain. Speaking of Runaway Mountain, they actually added some theming, holiday theming, in the queue. And my boy Bones is missing. Rip Bones. He's already dead, but now he's dead again. Anyways, yeah, holiday theming. But will the indoor attraction hold up? So one good sign though is that it looks really decked out for the holidays. Typically they don't do the snow stuff, so I like it. But it's the inside that matters.
I don't get to see the freaking lights now.
Together with you. Wow. Oh. Wow. Oh my gosh, that ain't quite fast. Like I said, this is Holiday in the Park in the Texas section. We have Santa's Village, a photo op, take a picture with Santa, and then we got all these decorations and that. Hello. How's it going?
So here's a little bit of a rundown on the Merry Marketplace. Located in the center between Mexico, Texas, and France, this little area is full of Christmas cheer. We have the petting zoo, where you can pet a horse, baby little piglets, an alpaca, Or if you're hungry, we have the S'more Stop, where you can cook your own s'mores. Want to rest your feet and watch a show? We also have the Merry Carolers. For the kids, you can go inside the Crazy Horse Saloon for not only a hot chocolate bar, but for the kids to draw and write letters to Santa, as well as meet the residents of the North Pole. So yeah, if you want to experience some real Holiday in the Park stuff, definitely goes to Merry Marketplace.
And sadly, Casa Magnetica is closed yet again. It was only open for a short time during Fright Fest and nothing more. I want to see more though, because Noche Buena from last year was actually such a cool addition, and this is a great addition to Half Over Texas. But to repaint it and close it, just a really bad decision from leadership. So typically, last year specifically, there was a light tunnel right here. But now they moved it and it's on the Chaparral Antique Cars. So if you want to experience some festive stuff on Chaparral Antique Cars, it's gonna be with those lights. Well, at least we know now why Texas Giant is closed. So now we're in the Park Dead Zone, which has a silent sidewalk.
Just keep your hands up for the rest of the ride.
So we did Titan once, super fun, and then now we're doing it again, but in the best seat, the last row. Small tip, the last row is the most extreme on any coaster, and no one can tell you differently, unless the coaster goes backwards. But Titan Ride 2, absolutely amazing, totally fun. And hopefully Texas Giant opens up, but as of now, it's not looking good. So now we're on New Texas Giant, finally open. And it looks to be running 2 trains, so that's good. So after a super fun ride on New Texas Giant, next up we're on the Chaparral Antique Cars to check out all the holiday upgrades.
Yes, you know pecans are my favorite. Yes, that's right. I'm also particularly fond of walnuts, but that comes with being in Texas.
So for this Holiday in the Park, we have some final updates. Starting off with Smack and Mac, this is one of the new dining options that Over Texas has to offer. And let me tell you, it's amazing. Sure, I would say it's a little bit pricey, and you can't use your past membership discount, since this food item comes from an outside business, not from Six Flags. It's very worth the money, and again, it's very good for being theme park food. Next, if you have that song in you, you should definitely check out the Christmas karaoke located at Bugs Bunny Boomtown. Anyone can sign up and sing lots of Christmas songs, from Let It Snow to Feliz Navidad. I highly recommend it, especially if you're going with family members. And of course, some returning additions I forgot to cover. We have the giant Christmas tree in the front of the park that has light shows every few minutes, and it's a great photo op. The Christmas carousel right next to it, all decked out for the holidays, and also play some carousel Christmas tunes while riding. And finally, we have the iconic show Christmas at Southern Palace, returning for its 2nd year. And I can't say this enough, but it's actually a really good show from Six Flags. It does not feel corporate at all, and feels very unique to Over Texas, so I definitely recommend it. Anyways, let's get into the last ride.
So yeah, like I said, Harley Quinn's a weird attraction. It's open, it's not, it's a mix. But right now, it's open. So why not ride it? Well, Harley Quinn is still one of my top favorite flat rides. Most people might disagree, but I just love it. It's fun. Today actually was running pretty fast, so it was a little bit disorienting. But again, a very fun attraction that I highly recommend. And if it's open, I would recommend riding it because it's like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity because it's closed so often.
Anyways, there you have it. That was today's visit here at Holiday in the Park at Six Flags Over Texas. We got to ride lots of attractions and check out all the holiday sites. And as for my decision whether it's worth it or not to go, while at first I had my doubts with the lots of budget cuts, and still it's very apparent that there is budget cuts, it's still a good Holiday in the Park nevertheless. Lots of great lights everywhere, and fun experiences. So if you're a Texan resident looking for some holiday cheer at a theme park, Over Texas is where it's at. But if you've never been to Six Flags, and if you think that it's the best holiday thing in the world, sadly it's not there just yet. Other theme parks nail it better. For example, Dollywood or Silver Dollar City. I would say Over Texas Holiday in the Park is sort of in the intermediate zone. It's cool and all, but it's not top level just yet. Hopefully though it will be soon. Maybe with some more care from the higher ups, we can see Over Texas getting some updates for Holiday in the Park soon. But for now it's locally sized, and it's still a 10 out of 10 recommend for family and friends that live nearby. And it's a great thing to do during the holiday season. Anyways, that's all the updates and my review on Holiday in the Park for 2022 at Six Flags Over Texas. Do you agree or disagree? Comment down below. Anyways, thank you for watching. This is JV Thrills signing out.
Feliz Navidad, próspero año y felicidad. Feliz Navidad.